26th
Tell you later.
meeting of the County Commissioners to order. First item is public input. Ed, do you have anything for today?
I do not.
Okay. Then let's look at the minutes.
David, she just brought up and explained what happened.
Okay.
She sent in 2 sets, and Cheryl changed the one to the 21st. So the second set, the set you have in front of you is the ones for this, on the minutes for last week.
Okay.
All right.
Morning.
I would just like to make one minor correction here to start with. I think it would be nice if we, instead of saying Scott presented a package, we'd say registrar-elect. Lisa Scott or registrar-elect Scott. Since there's only the 2 of us here, you want to talk about it as we go along?
Sure.
The proposal was taken under consideration. Did we take it under consideration, or did we say, I thought we said we'd leave it up to the delegation one?
No, I think I said we would have taken under advisement,
Okay.
What is that?
but I think what will
Lisa
happen
Scott's.
is it will be given to the subcommittee.
I had a couple of corrections. When
You got corrections? Go ahead, as we go along.
I was trying to open them here, but on page 4 at the top, there's a motion regarding the nursing home, raising the rate for the nursing home.
Right.
At the end of that, it says something to the effect that Chandler submit a plan.
Yeah.
I'd like to add that Chandler submit a comparative market analysis of the private rates of other area nursing homes by February 1st. To make it more clear what the plan is.
Well, I don't
Is that your
think-
understanding of what it was?
No.
Oh, okay.
My understanding was he was gonna give us a long-range plan. I would assume, Melissa, that we would have to check with the other nursing homes to find out, but I thought he was just giving us a 5-year plan of where the rates would be. I didn't know we were asking him to do anything else.
Okay, was that based on what other nursing homes are charging?
That's why I say he'd have to check that out.
Okay.
Now, I don't have a problem if you put him in it, but.
Because I spoke with him just for clarification on what his understanding was, and that was his understanding, so maybe
That's fine.
if there's more, then, okay.
You got something?
Commissioner Kenney just called. She'll be in at 9.
At 9, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, I guess that was the only change on, oh, actually, in the back part of the minutes where I break down the budget discussions by department,
Yeah.
I failed to add revenue, I just did expenses. So under the jail or the House of Corrections, I'd like to add that you wanted a borders line added.
I'm sorry, Melissa, where are you on here? Checks, requests,
Let me just,
House of Corrections down here?
yeah.
And what did you want to?
I wanted to, add revenue line for borders.
Oh.
You weren't
Right.
gonna put any
I'm
money in
thinking
it,
of-
but you just wanted
I'm thinking
a
of the
line.
borders around
Oh,
pictures you're talking
right.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Would that be BOARD? Yeah. People.
Add revenue
Okay.
for visitors.
Yep. And under the sheriff's department, in the same budget areas, you're increasing the line for special details to 10,000. So I just needed to,
For revenue or payout?
for revenue. You felt that his special detail prediction was a little low, so you raised it to 10,000.
But that's the revenue side.
Yep. And then I had in my notes that the jail revenue was increased by 7,371, but I didn't put any notation as to what that was for. I don't know if you remember, or when
Well, I
Mr.
think
Henry comes in today, if he comes in, then we could ask him.
Get it right here.
You said that was under revenue?
Yes, yep.
Yeah.
I just had a little note.
I don't see that, maybe he has a revenue sheet over here.
See, I just put a note here, 7371, and that brings his total anticipated to 24,171. But I don't remember what it was for.
No, I
So,
get
Okay, well,
If we
that's,
this
can
one
ask
pile
him.
of budget sheets here, one of them.
so,
You know what, it'd be just as easy to ask him when he comes in.
so I didn't know if you want to approve the minutes as amended, and I can just,
yeah,
I'm not through looking at them yet.
that revenue stuff, at least for my part. Thank you.
I'll tell you, you're doing an excellent job on these minutes.
Thank you. As long as I don't leave things out, huh?
I think we had some discussion on Ann Eaton on the advertising for Fiddler. That go out to a broader, or I suggested we go to a broader neighborhood than
Didn't-
Conway Sun.
Okay.
You should say for more exposure.
Okay.
Melissa, if you could,
Mhm.
maybe if you go on today, where you put, for instance, Ann Hamilton presented a budget request for X. This is a 1.5% increase over 2014. If you could put in either what 214 was or what the total amount of dollar increase is. In this case, it's about $2,000. So anybody reading this in the future doesn't have to go get a calculator and figure out what the last one was.
So just with that one, or?
Well, any of them, you don't have this is
Okay.
an increase.
Okay.
Or do you have that in the back in the minutes in your chart?
No, I don't. Not for them.
David, when you discussed with Dom about the money,
we,
what was the issue there? Holding it, going once
Yeah.
every month or once a quarter?
the sheriff, I went through a bunch of stuff since then, and he has a policy as to how he deposits money and takes in money.
Okay.
We may just have to review that. Go ahead.
May I speak to our newly elected
Yeah,
commissioner?
go ahead.
Dennis,
Yes,
it says here, Sorensen asked Riccardi to straighten out the money depositing process with finance manager. Miller, again, I would suggest that we put in Commissioner-elect Miller or Dennis, Commissioner, suggested the business office obtain a check scanner for direct depositing checks as it is used in the registry of deeds. Sorensen asked Miller to look in obtaining the device. Well, due to my age and my lack of memory, I went to the bank the other day and they're passing checks through it, and I just happened to say to the young lady, you know, how does this thing work? Forgetting all about you discussing it here. And so we discussed it, and we do have what turned out, they call back, the people that provide their service from the bank, call back yesterday, and I talked with them, and then Kathy came in, I didn't realize it. We have a scanner downstairs that we use,
We do.
and I don't know whether we're using it to its ultimate capabilities or
Okay.
whether it's just fine, but I was surprised to find out we have one, and when the checks come in, Cheryl runs them through the machine.
Is the sheriff's department using our scanner? or-
Well, that was where I was going with this. We
Okay.
gotta work something out where the sheriff can use the same thing.
Good.
Another question is, does the sheriff use the same bank? Because this system is set up for whatever our bank is. I know I don't wanna put it in here, but, it's
It
set up.
should be the same.
It should,
It should be the same.
Yeah.
they don't have the right to go anywhere else? Their office?
Well, it's being deposited in a county account.
Okay, well then you're right,
So
it
it
would have
should
to
be
be
the
the same. So we've got to get the two of them working together, and thank you for the suggestion.
Okay.
And by the way, this bank is coming in and gonna give us a presentation and see what they could do about a little competition in that business.
Did you let the treasurer know about that?
Yes, well, I will, yeah.
Okay.
Has the date been set for that yet?
No.
Okay.
In fact, it wasn't, why don't you come in, if you think you can do anything better, or you got a proposal, we'll listen to it, make an appointment.
I think it's a good idea about every 3 years to let the banks that specialize in government banking to come in and make a proposal.
Let them know there's a little competition. I think.
Yeah, I
Well, the
mean,
treasurer does that.
I know.
He doesn't come in here to do it, but
Yeah,
he does that.
I talked to Jack about that, and he
Okay.
said he hadn't done it recently, and he was gonna
Mhm.
do it because, you know, when we're borrowing the entire working capital for the year, 30 basis points on $10 million is a lot of money, so
Yeah.
it's worthwhile to go out and investigate who's gonna give us the best rate.
Well, I don't remember this one.
What's that?
It was noted a lot of junk from the Carroll County Department of Corrections being stored in the maintenance building that needs to be cleaned out.
I think I said that.
You,
It's in the maintenance building, you gotta go in from the back, from the jail side. That's when you asked about uniform,
oh, the maintenance building, you mean Willie's building?
Willie's place.
Oh, I was thinking of the old
Yep.
nursing home.
No.
Willie does, he's not coming in today, but he did get a bid on the cement work.
It's due on the 9th,
The bid?
according to minutes.
Okay, oh yeah, December 9th.
I
Well,
just
he
read
did
it.
already, he's already gotten one, so.
Okay. you have any further corrections?
Oh, I'm still muddling through this. I don't read very fast. How come we don't have a note here? I tried to fish Mr. Miller in for a low-rate financial manager.
I noticed that
We
wasn't
got
in there.
everything, we got everything else. Didn't work.
You wanted a less, not a cheaper, but a less expensive way of
Financing.
Finance.
Mr. Miller looked like.
chief financing officer. All right.
Babson said he is encouraged by Miller's financial background.
Yeah,
Okay. Do you want to add
that's
something
good.
else?
No, wait, just
That's good, that's good.
playing.
Okay.
You're still doing babysitting? I see. I have no problem for the rest of it.
This reminds me, reading this here on the outburst by Mrs. Kenney, I think as the two members of the board that weren't involved, that we ought to publicly apologize for the treatment that Melissa got from Mrs. Kenney. And there isn't a lot we can do about it, but no employee should have to put up with that kind of nonsense. Personally, I apologize.
Well, you can make a motion when we get back in the regular session, okay?
Why do we need a motion?
Well,
Common decency. It shouldn't happen.
let me know when you're ready.
Yep. Okay, I'm all set.
Make a motion.
Make a motion that we accept the minutes of November 21st as corrected.
I'll second it. All those in support of the motion, say aye.
All right.
Aye, then so voted.
For our two guests, we're sorry it took so long, but the minutes came in with a date on them of November 12th, and we got mixed up, and they got printed up as the 12th. We already approved them last week. We had to go get another set. We hadn't seen the new ones.
Okay, now that the minutes have been approved, just quickly, Hill's location, I've signed three checks for the North Conway Water Precinct, Fairpoint Communications, and also her wages.
When does, David, when does her wage contract or her contract or however she operates come up for review?
When we accept their budget, and their budget is due in, I think, the 1st of July.
I don't need to sign these. You want to sign?
No,
them?
I've signed them. I just wanted to let you know what they were.
What's this Hill's location?
Okay, we all have a copy of the budget, and we all have a copy of Hales Locations auditing. So, we'll get going with Robin. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Robin.
So I just wanted to, I got the copy of the budget back from,
Yeah.
and there was just one line item that I'm a little bit concerned about that was decreased by $400. It's 0200, which is the other fees and services.
We did not get an index on this latest one.
Yeah, I
Can
know.
you give us roughly what page it is? Without looking around to find it, but
I got, well, in the, I'm not sure it translates. I've got page 8 from
okay.
1119, but
Sheriff's Department. Registry of Deeds, victim witness, here we go.
It's page 6 and,
Page
I got
7.
8.
victim witness or
no,
yours?
it's under mine.
Yours.
Yeah, under
It's
the-
6 and 7.
So page 6 and 7,
No.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just that line 029 was decreased by $400. My only concern is that we have,
Excuse me,
research-
Robin, is that other fees and services you're
Correct.
talking about?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yep. We have a contract with Westlaw, which is our main research, and it's a 3-year contract. And it's coming up in April. And Betsy's had discussions with them. There was a discussion that would be increased by 1%, but she's not certain that, I mean, there was nothing cast in stone.
Mhm.
Generally, they run about 3 to 5% increase. So I just wanted to ask that maybe you could put that, because I don't know what it's gonna be, and Tom will be here, and I don't wanna hamstring anybody for not being able to.
And what do you want us to do?
Add the
Add the
400
400 back in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm with you.
That's because of the,
Westlaw increase in, the contract's coming up in April,
yep,
and I
Yep,
don't
I
know what
get
it's gonna be. So, there's been an indication there will be an increase. I just don't know how much.
okay. Anything else?
Just in terms of the salaries, has there been a determination about what salaries increase will be
For
for
non-public,
non-union?
we're going to
Not
vote
yet.
on that today,
Okay.
yeah. It'll be equal to the union, which we will vote on today also.
Okay. All right,
Okay.
that's it, I can live with everything else.
All right, good, thank you.
Great, thank you.
Have a nice Thanksgiving.
You too, you too. Yes, happy Thanksgiving to all of you.
Thank you, you
Enjoy
too.
the day.
You, Robin?
Careful driving home tonight.
Yeah.
You should probably check with the sheriff, the dispatch before you go to make sure.
We will, if we ever cancel the meetings, what we do is either I or Kathy Geary will call into the dispatch, and anybody then, if the meeting is canceled because of snow, if you're coming in, which you probably won't be after the first of the year, but that's the way we'll operate.
For snow days,
For snow days, yeah,
commissioners will call into dispatch.
dispatch, yeah.
Great, thank you. Did you know by what time? By 7 or something, by 6?
It'll be early enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and we're sort of stuck anyway. I mean, if the court's open, the court's never closed anymore. So
what's the longest distance your people travel?
Betsy traveled, at least an hour one way.
Who's
Okay,
that?
Betsy,
She does?
she lives way up on 302, way up in Bartlett.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, an hour one way.
yeah, it'll take an hour, yeah.
Easy.
So
half an
she's,
hour.
but she's, I can accommodate her.
Mhm.
It's the attorneys that have to come, because they don't close the court.
Okay,
But I'll let them know, thank you.
thank you. Howie, are you here for a particular reason?
Just wanted to be available to you for budget. No,
Oh, okay. We are gonna go into non-public personnel at the nursing home, as well as discuss union negotiations. where we stand on those. So,
Are you doing that now, Dave?
not right now,
Oh, okay.
no. We'll do everything but union.
Okay.
So, you got a copy of the budget?
Well, I have a copy of the budget. I have the newest one that came up today.
Okay,
That should have all of the adjustments on it we've made, should it not?
that's right. And I think the bottom line for our total operating budget
Well, I wish we had a,
is 3.7%. That's with everything,
hold on a second, David, this would be helpful.
with the exception of the sheriff's union contract. You know,
Here we go.
I've only got one copy of the percentages,
What did you say it was?
3.7.
Percent increase Over-
Operating budget over last year,
over last year's budget or what?
over last year's budget.
Over budget, okay.
But that includes all the money we put into capital reserve, everything that we talked about, and it's including the 2 union contracts, and it also includes the non-union wages, which we'll talk about,
Includes everything but the sheriff's?
but the sheriff's union contract, right?
Because I'm so new, can I just ask a dumb
Yeah.
question? The handout we had last week
Right.
had about 54 pages.
Yeah.
And it was the whole budget, and this one's like 33, and it's the whole budget. What, is it, why is this so much shorter than the one we were
Good
working with
question.
last week?
Well, we don't have the title pages on there as far as the directory. Is
But
one
but
thing.
this, everything in here is, these are
Should be.
identical, except this is updated, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
I got,
okay.
Is it smaller print?
I don't know,
I've
there's
got
just,
33 pages. How many in that one?
well, there's 54 here, and I was just wondering,
How can there be 54, David?
well, that's what it
Yeah,
Is there
says.
54?
what we got last week, then.
I'm just curious as to, I just wanted to make sure this is apples
Oh,
to
that's a
apples
good
budget.
We'll go through it to make
This-
sure.
What you got today include the nursing home?
Yes.
It does.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, David, I gotta ask a couple of questions here. This is a 3.7%, and you said it includes all but the sheriff's contract.
Right.
This is for expenses. When we get to revenue, have we added in anything to cover the shortfall on the,
I don't have the
Payments.
revenue budget.
'cause-
She didn't run off the revenue budget, but we'll get it before
Okay.
we quit. So to make sure that we've got everybody's,
Style of the commissioners?
yeah, come in. What were we gonna ask him?
Why there was a $7,000 mysterious increase in his budget?
In your
In revenue?
In
That's
your
the
revenue, do you
The
remember
revenue side.
any,
Increase for next year?
Yeah,
Yeah.
on your revenue sheet? I had put a note here, 7371, and I increased the bottom line. Do you remember anything about that?
Well, it's $16,800 some odd dollars just for the phone revenue, and then we predicted about 3 people in electronic monitoring, which made it around 24,000 and change for revenue.
So would that go in work release
Yes.
line? Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
does that add up now?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
It does. I
All
just,
right. Ashley, you need to sign a,
This is that Rockingham form that you already signed. I just missed this line, and they want a date on the front. So
No,
just
Dave,
need to
this says
sign
all
So we
of
signed last-
the
we
changes
signed
in
last
it,
week.
yeah,
Yeah,
incorporated.
I just had to update
Yep.
it. They wanted the date, effective date on the front, which we didn't do, and this guy's not here.
we're not, good to see you this morning.
So I only have to sign
Could
this
you
one.
ask Kathy Gary to bring us up the revenue side of the budget?
And the date, or do I have to put a new date from today?
No, that's fine, the date's on the
What,
front.
Ed?
Oh, okay.
Then we just, so I can get self.
Dave, the only thing that should be really
Okay,
handy,
good.
the only thing
Thank
I
you.
don't understand is if she sets this program up,
Happy
if there's
Thanksgiving.
no change,
Yeah.
See you, Jason.
can't they
Have a
leave
nice
it
one.
blank?
See you on
Well, we're going to,
No, no.
after we get through
No, I
with it.
mean, when she sets this up and gives us a sheet, can't that machine say if there's no change, you just leave it blank?
Oh, I don't know, probably.
I think we
What she
probably
did
could.
was she put that in there to show where we,
Oh, it's a good
changed
idea,
it.
but everything on one of them is there, and a lot of them don't change.
all right, let's quickly look at the commissioner's budget and see if you
Okay.
see any changes that were not made.
My notes say that there was a question about whether the medical insurance is 100% or 80
It's always 80. What do you mean?
in the budget.
Yeah,
It's just the county's 80%, or is it?
that's right,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, if you want to go with this one, there is no increase.
Could you just take a second to explain
Yep.
that 80% on the?
We pay 80% of the premium for insurance, and the individual pays 20%
Okay.
for health and health benefits.
She wanted to know whether we show 100% of that or
Yeah.
only 80% of it.
Okay.
So you only show 80% of the total cost
Yeah.
in your budget. Okay.
And, David, what happened to the things that we were gonna put into the commissioner's budget that aren't here?
Well, that's why we're looking at it.
Weren't we gonna do something with Jason for medical, unexpected medical costs that, over $5,000, we were gonna have a special fund?
Yep.
So he doesn't get whacked with these $35,000 bills that we get? Gotta be a better way.
You have the budget we worked on last time?
Do you want the copy of his
I
two
want-
House of Correction budgets?
No, you said commissioners. Let's stick with the commissioner's budget.
I know, but was it under here or was it under the commissioners?
That was supposed to be added to,
Commission.
I don't have today's copy, but it's supposed to be added under special fees and services, which follows the commissioner's budget,
Oh,
or
okay.
follows the treasurer's budget.
Okay.
I don't know
I don't see it in there.
if it got added to special fees and services, which is.
You said special, yeah, the last page, David.
If you look on page,
Commissioner's
if you look, excuse me, if you look on page 3, the sixth item down is $30,000. That's what you're
Yep.
referring to.
Yep.
Okay.
No, that's not.
Accrued benefit pay fund.
Yeah.
No, that's not where we were gonna put, that's for paying for people that leave that have vacation time and
Oh,
sick time.
you're right,
and
Dave.
AO.
You're
Right,
right.
right.
So what's the other one you're referring to?
We had, last year sometime around June, Denny, we had, in 2 weeks, we had $36,000 in medical bills for the jail.
You're right. I
And-
remember,
and we
I
were-
remember that
and-
discussion.
And,
Yep.
and Jason had suggested talking to other boards, that they put it under the commissioner's lump sum. If it's over $5,000, then he can draw on it.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we
I
don't have
remember-
that
I
anywhere.
remember that.
What was the figure that we put in?
30,000.
that was for the special, that's for the accrued, but not for, we haven't made anything here for
What was
we
the
were going
figure?
to.
You
What was the
said,
figure we were gonna put in for that?
you said to
For
add
the
a
health.
line for inmate medical emergency fund and fund it with $30,000.
30,000? Okay. Under the commissioner's budget?
Under special fees and services. So you have the commissioners, then the treasurer, and then special fees. So, is it page 3 you said, Ken?
Well, it's not here, because we either have accrued vacation time when we have the medical. It's one or the other, but we've only got it once.
Well,
Um,
up in the top, we've got county auditors for 30, and under there, we have legal fees for 30. It's not one of those that's mislabeled, is it? Those are accurate?
No,
Those are
Okay. No.
accurate.
but I want to know, oh, I know, okay. This compensation study that was due to the audit, performance audit, that's why that's in there, 15,000?
Yep.
So you did the compensate, I thought you take it out. You didn't take it out, the
No,
compensation?
I think it's under the performance audit.
Why do we have to do now compensation studies, $15,000?
They can take it out if they want to, but it was part of the matrix study. All right, so we've got to add in there,
Are you sure, Melissa, that with your wonderful memory, that you got it right too at 30,000? Seems strange that we would have had both the accrued vacation or benefit line at 30,000 and medical at 30,000.
I had the accrued benefit pay fund at 20.
Well, I guess I've got to find my commissioner's materials here.
So,
the accrued benefit fund, I think we talked about the jail was 13,000, and no, the jail was like 800. Somewhere it was 13,000 payout per individual. If we took the top three, it would come up close to 30. That's why we put 30 in there.
yeah, the minutes of November 12th say accrued benefit pay fund increased to 20,000, because I think initially you had 10.
Yep, we did.
So the accrued benefit fund, as far as the record shows, should be 20,000, and then you should have another line for the inmate medical for 30.
Okay, I'll go along with that.
Let's change then the accrued benefit fund under special fees and services, page 3. Change that to 20,000 rather than 30,000. Okay, what did we call the health for the jail?
Inmate medical emergency fund. Or inmate medical emergency fund.
Okay.
Not sure.
And that was 30, right?
That one's 30.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And it's not under the jail? If it's inmate, I would think it'd be under the jail.
No, we were gonna put it in.
The discussion was is that it was going to be in the commissioner's budget, and if there was a single occurrence that was over $5,000, we were going to use this fund to cover that.
Right, right.
I don't see any entry in Jason's budget for that $30,000.
Yeah, I don't see it either. I was just looking at that. Okay, again, we call it inmate, medical.
Inmate medical, inmate
Emergency.
jail emergency fund. I think the word medical ought to be in there somewhere.
Inmate emergency medical fund.
Inmate. Okay.
But I actually don't, I wonder if you need the word emergency, because it's not just to cover emergency medical problems, and that kind of hints to that. So if you just said inmate,
medical fund,
Yeah, that's what I
yeah,
had down.
just leave out the
in
word
medical.
emergency, because,
Okay.
and that was in there for 30,000?
yes.
Well, that ought to shock the delegation, that puts that special fees and services up almost 100%.
No, wait a minute, doesn't go under special fees, it goes under commissioner's budget.
Oh,
That fund goes on the commissioner's budget.
you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right.
And it went down 2.8%.
Ah, you're right, David,
And
thank
that's a
you.
new line item.
Okay, glad we found that.
Was it 30,000 that you put in?
Yeah, yep.
And it can't be spent unless it's over, the bill is over 5,000, and should be replenished every year.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, anything more on the commissioner's budget? Are we set on that?
Thank you for catching that for me, Dave. I had another special fees and services.
Revenue side. And there's the revenues for you.
Okay, thank you.
And I have one from Melissa. I have a regular budget from Melissa. That's okay.
Did you look into what I wrote you about?
I did not yet, no.
Would you
Thank
please?
I will, definitely. Revenue one, and that's a regular one. Okay. And I have the quote for the fiber optics, and I'm not sure when, if that was gonna.
Wouldn't that be under the IT budget?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll leave it
You
here.
have, you have a figure?
I have a quote that we
Okay.
just got yesterday.
Okay.
What are you looking at now? Human resources?
Well, I was looking at business office,
What
business
page is that?
office salary.
Page 2? 3?
Yeah, page 1.
Page 1.
I don't see an increase there.
No increase. I thought you said, I made a note here, that it included everything but the sheriffs.
Yep.
It doesn't look like it's true.
No, it doesn't. All right, we'll check it on the others too.
Yep, okay. Human resources?
No treasurer, there's nothing changed in treasurer, I guess. Okay, and the special fees and services, then we should have everything included in that.
David, there's something wrong here when you get down to the next one.
Human resources?
Yep.
Okay.
His salaries, there's no change here.
Yeah, there's a change of almost $1,000.
Commissioners, that increase, he says the increase is $100,000. And there doesn't seem to be,
The salaries,
they budgeted $99,000 last year.
yep,
Department heads wanted 100,000, commissioners wanted 100,000. Says increase 100,000, it isn't, it's zero increase. I guess if there's no increase, it's the same number, that's how it's working.
no, wait a minute. 13, 14. adopted budget was 99,500. It's up $1,000, which is a 1% increase.
Yeah, but is the increase?
If you look at the adopted budget, 99,543,
Yep.
and then look at the change
Changes.
with the wage is 100,539.
Right.
That's $996 increase.
Right. And it doesn't show here.
Yeah, it does. Difference between 99,000 and 100,000.
Well, I don't know what you're looking at. Mine tells me that the increase is $100,539, which is the same here and here. It should be up $1,000. It's up $100,000. I'm not very bright in math, but I can figure that one out.
Could I ask for clarification when the finance office was asked to put an increase in? When did that happen? Because if you look at the 11-20 budget sheets, the salary lines are the same as they are in today's.
She just added a third column to make it easy for us to read. I mean, a last column, supposedly, so we could see where the delegation could see where the differences were in salaries, and that's what we're
Well, that
discussing.
last column's gonna come out.
No,
That's strictly for
I
us.
don't see any changes have
I
been
think
made.
what the purpose of this last column is once you guys finish the union negotiations, you're gonna use that percentage. So this last one is just after you put that wage increase in.
Yeah.
See, there's no wage increase in yet, Dave, so they're the same. But as soon as you finish the union negotiations and you take that percentage and apply it to everybody, this column's gonna go up. Because right now they're the same, because you haven't applied a wage increase. As soon as you apply that, then this last column's gonna go up by that amount. Isn't that what this purpose of the...
The adopted
See,
budget.
the top says with wage increase, and you haven't done that yet. Therefore, it's the same. As soon as you put the wage increase, then that column's gonna go up.
All right, look, on mine, adopted budget was $99,543
That's correct.
for the year 2014.
Right.
With the wage increases, it's $100,539, which is a $996 increase. So our budget is wrong. That last column should not be 100,000,
Should be somewhere around $1,000.
it should be $996.
And to address Denny's, let's address Denny's thinking. I would say with the wage increase, that figure should be $1,000. Would you agree, Denny?
It is
Or
900.
900?
It is,
It is, it's
But
900.
no, but
Mine's $100,000.
it is right now.
for a total, not
That's
for,
the wrong
that's not the increase.
Figure.
That's right, the increase should be $99 in here, not,
$996 increase.
How do we know what the
well, that's another
increase is?
question.
But-
We don't know what the increase is
Can I
now,
ask-
right?
Can I ask, I thought we weren't gonna put any increases in until we finished the union negotiations. Have we already put an increase in this
They've already
budget?
been put in there. yeah.
Only in this one?
No, it should be in all of them. All the non-union should be increased. And we'll talk about that when we talk.
Okay, so that's
It's
already,
in the budget.
so that's
We
been
haven't approved
increased,
it yet.
but it's increased. Okay,
Yeah.
I understand,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So then,
We're gonna have to check all those.
So with
rates.
wage increase, if that's how you're gonna read it, with wage increase, it should be $100,539.
Yeah, it's,
Right.
yeah,
yeah, okay, that's what she did. All right, under human resources, you see any, we did not put in, I don't believe, the part-time person. Is that correct? No, we did.
Yeah,
I
you-
thought we
sorry.
had.
you
We did.
approved- you approved.
$12,000, you're right. Still, the human resource budget is down 1.8%.
Where'd you get those figures?
I'm the only one that's got a copy of this, that's what I'm saying. You'll get it when we get the rest of it
So why
finished.
are you the only one that have a copy?
Because that's all she printed off this morning. I'm telling you what the figure is. And the difference is because we took out $16,000 under IT. So a lot of these budgets are gonna be down because of the IT budget. Okay?
Yep.
All right, if we look at
The
the
next section's all new.
next section is all new, right? Denny, I know why we got fewer pages, because she put several on one page. I think on the one you got, it's all individual pages,
Ah, that's it,
okay?
exactly right. Okay, I see the difference now, yeah.
We are agreeable on the CFO, the
Yep,
figures that are in there,
yep.
okay? Then let's look at waterworks.
Under the CFO, there is 129 total.
We're not talking about that yet, because that's just a figure that we came up with. If we let it out, then whoever we get will already know what the budget is. Right? Okay, under waterworks.
Can I ask a question about
Yeah.
this budget? Has there been any further discussion about making this an enterprise fund on its own? And also, the long-term debt for the water department, why is that separate and not in this budget?
But it is separate,
So like,
and it's
the-
under long-term debt.
I was just wondering, like, the nursing home, you
Yeah.
moved the bond payment into the nursing home
Yeah.
budget. I was wondering why the bond for the water isn't in the water budget.
Because the water budget is an enterprise fund, you're right.
Should be showing under waterworks.
Yeah, it should be. What is the long term on the waterworks?
It's on page 20. At the bottom section.
The long-term debt is 7,834.
You're just gonna reclass that from here into, the waterwork?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. How many of the budgets are that enterprise budget? Just the nursing home and waterworks, just those two?
That's the only ones,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how that works, if the water department's ever been officially if an enterprise fund has been officially created for that. Is there some process that you have to go
Melissa,
through?
were you the one that sent this morning or yesterday?
Yeah, this morning.
Definition of an enterprise fund?
Yeah.
And
We've
it
got
clearly fits into it.
Yeah, no question, it is.
Okay.
So should it be a separate budget all by itself, like the nursing home is, rather than commingled in with the rest of the county budget?
Yeah.
I guess that was my question on that.
So, long-term debt goes into waterworks, and that is, $7,000.
834.
834. Okay.
And I'm sorry on that one as well.
What's that?
On that budget, the waterworks one also. I'm not sure that separating out the IT should happen in this budget.
What did we do in nursing home? Is that separated
we
out
took-
in nursing
We
home?
took it
too?
out of the
We
nursing
took it
home
out.
too.
Well, then it should be here, I think, to be uniform.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Just didn't know if you had to reflect all.
It's
of
only
it.
$150.
Okay.
So
But I
are you
would-
agreeing that IT and the nursing home and the waterworks should be in there,
Comes out
comes out and should be out of the IT thing, it should be in their
in the IT
individual-
budget. Should be in the IT.
IT budget.
Yep. The only thing I'd question on
I'm not sure
waterworks,
about that on the.
there's
on the
no
nursing
change
home
in the
anyway.
salary.
Is what, Dave?
The only question I have on the waterworks is no change in the salary. However, there was no change back in 12-13 either. So we'd have to look at that one. All right, you ready to go to the attorney?
No. Why does this one have retirement expense on it?
Because there is a salary in it.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. I was thinking it was the accrued thing. Okay, what are we going to, attorney?
Okay, on the attorney and the part-time, let's see if she did that. 18,916. Why is it so complicated this year? Because of that last column. Part-time salary, we changed that because she had it in for an increase, and we took it out. And so that person, that part-time person should get the same amount as a non-public, although it's only a half amount, because it's part-time. That's the other thing that confuses this whole thing.
Would you repeat that, please?
All right, salary and the attorney, part-time.
Yeah. That's the one that shared
She had
between
put
the
in-
victim witness and the attorney.
Yeah. And they had put in
A $2,000 or $3,000 or
what they thought.
$4,000 increase.
Right.
Would it be okay if I stepped out to get clarification from Kathy Gary on
For
whether
what?
the increases are in here? Because if you look at the part-time salary, the 18,916
Yeah,
is last year's number. Attorney Gordon was in, and she said that 18,916 was actually what was adopted last year. She made that correction when she was here the first time. So there's been no increase in that line, in any of the columns. You know, it seems you're under the impression that the wage increases are in here, but I
Yeah.
don't think they are. Can I get clarification from Kathy so you can know for sure?
We'll
or-
get clarification on it.
Okay. Just,
Right now, it's 18,916, which is down $416.
no, that 19.
We'll have to check on to see if that, see, the attorney put it in at a higher rate, and we said we wouldn't accept that person would get the same amount as any non-union,
That's correct.
right?
Yep.
All right, so we'll just check on that one. Education and conferences, we took out 500.
So that is, the salary paralegal is from one version, right? And the salary part-time, that is the secretary that they are splitting
Yeah.
between the victim witness and the
Yeah.
attorney office. The salary for a paralegal is also very low. Is that what she's making? 43? I think it's very low though, that we're paying somebody in attorney office that kind of money.
I'd have you go down and check with Kathy, but Kathy's right now involved in the payroll,
oh, okay.
changing a payroll.
All right. And then on the other fees and services, line 29, you're going to agree with Attorney Gordon's request to raise that back up to 4,000?
Right.
Okay.
Say yes.
Travel expense, we took 500 out of that.
All of the,
We added
what do you mean we took
$1,000.
500 out on travel? We used what she put in. Department head request was 4,500, we gave her 4,500. It is $500 less than the year before, but
Right,
it's also what she requested.
okay. Anything else under attorney? Okay, let's look at victim witness.
That was another case where she was going to get the same thing as the rest of the
Yeah,
non-union people.
And how much is her salary?
you gotta combine
Her
that
salary
one.
is it 45?
No, it's roughly
Well, she's the only one in the
18,
department, David.
19.
There's only one person.
I know, you add the two together.
No, salary from the victim witness director, how much is that?
Looked to me like 45, 8.
45?
45,832.
That is also low for a victim witness director.
That's a 3.6% increase. I thought we had changed that.
We didn't increase it at all. We said she was gonna get what everybody else got. And we've left it in here the same as was budgeted last
People
year.
saying you increase it and there are no increases in. There are no increases in, right? When we're going to discuss what the union is
She
getting.
told me this morning that
Getting.
all the increases were in there,
But
but
how does she know what they
Apparently.
are getting?
we gave it to her. I gave it to her. All right, we gotta look at salaries. Anything else under victim witness?
How much is the secretary getting? So half is 19, and where is the other half again? Is that
You
by-
gotta add the two together.
Yes, where is the other half?
Under attorney, first
Under
line
attorney.
item under attorney. That's half the person's under the first line item under attorney, the other is the first line item under witness witness assistant.
So we have 19 and, that's strange, how do I have only one page from to? It should be all. Okay, so we have 19 term, that's here.
Okay. All set with victim witness? Salaries under registry of deeds.
That's the same situation here. They're
Yep.
You're gonna get whatever the non-union gets.
Now, keep in mind, under those salaries, we did not take out that person that she did not want. We left that in. Now, the new registrar can change that. Or the delegation.
Department
subcommittee.
head request is Ann's request without that person.
Yep,
So.
but that also included 50-cent increase per hour. She put the hourly rate in at 50 cents.
So how many people are, is it for 5 people then?
You'd
There are
have-
5 employees.
You'll
there,
have to
right?
ask her.
5 employees.
So we'll check on the salaries in that case too, to see if that was left in or not.
Dave, you have this budget in front of you, the one we used last week.
Right?
Okay,
Yeah, we
well,
have one.
look on page 12, for instance, which is under registry of deeds.
Excuse me, Kenny, could you, up on the top there, it says both when it was printed and what the date is that it's up to?
11/11/24.
11/20.
Yeah.
11/20?
Yeah, he's looking
Okay.
at last
If
week.
you look under the salaries, Dave, it says for the registry of deeds, 266,686. I
Yeah.
know we didn't have the increases when we looked at this budget. They weren't in there. And that's the same number we see here,
Yeah,
so that tells me there's no increases in this.
yeah, that's right.
So the number you guys had on that one, 1120 is 266.
Yeah.
686.
686.
Which is the same thing we have on the last two columns
Right.
of this one.
Yep.
Which tells me that the
Didn't
last
happen.
column is missing the increase.
Yep,
Yeah, I know
I
increase.
know she said that.
Okay.
Did you hear good? Maybe she said there are no increases. But if you said you gave her the increases, so then she didn't put it in, right?
Right,
Maybe why are we not calling her and ask her what she did?
because she's busy right now, and we'll get to her before the day is out here.
So the decrease in the registrar's budget is because of that person we did not put back into the, no, we left it in.
Left it in there.
Why is there, where did she save so much money? I forget.
Well, book maintenance and paper, there's $1,200 savings there.
What are you looking at, Dave?
Book maintenance and paper, 039.
039, okay.
Wow.
039, books, maintenance, and paper. Well, there's $1,300 right there, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
Medical insurance went down 13,000. There was an employee that had a
I
change in
think-
coverage.
I think there's a mix-up here because all those figures are down. I think what happened was she took out all of the other items that goes with the salary increase. But she didn't deduct that person. Under all the other items she took out for that person that Ann recommended not hiring, not filling, but the salaries remain the same.
Online, 079 microfilming.
Yeah,
Last time Miss Ayton was here, she asked that that be increased to $14.90.
I've got her request right here. You're saying she asked, I had it. She,
and we've got it in right now for 1,400.
Yeah, something about the agreement or something is it has the price of getting that service has increased by $90 for the next year.
that's not Fiddler, is it?
No, I don't think so. I think that was a different.
I can't, I've got so much paperwork here, I can't. This is crazy.
Yep.
Registry of Deeds, here it is. What line item is that?
079.
79.
079. 079. 7879.
It wasn't in.
Scanning and printer expense. Toner, 629.
What's the bottom line?
The bottom line is 1609.
That's even different than what she asked for
That's
last
even
time.
different, that's even different than what she has on here for the department head's request.
Yep.
When she was in on last week, she asked that you increase that to 1940. I mean 1490. Wow, I can't even.
She's coming back in later today, why don't we ask her?
Okay. Anything else on the registry of deeds? Okay, Sheriff's Department then? Again, no change in administrative salaries. Did you have in your budgets $20,000 for special details?
On here it is, yeah.
You have it? Okay.
I mean, on this sheet.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, under court bailiffs, did you get your changes? Yes, we did. It stayed
Line
the
item is
same.
that,
Stayed the same, it wasn't increased.
what,
He wanted it increased to 120.
what line item, David?
011. Court bailiffs. She made that change.
That's the one I didn't support.
Yeah.
Court bailiffs, and what has happened here? Did she keep it the same?
Yep.
Okay.
Office supplies, we took out 500. She made that change.
What line item is that?
Why don't you just look at the column on the left-hand side? It's 036,
036.
office supplies.
I am looking at it, but I can't read fast enough to catch it. There it is there.
You have to put another piece of paper to follow it across the line there.
Okay, there's a 500 we took out. We took something else out somehow.
No, Dave, I think what, we took bailiffs in this one, and then we increased the revenue line. I think those are the only three changes we made. And
Okay.
we took the detail revenue, he had 5,000, we took it up to 10.
Yeah, that's right.
It looks like $8,000 has been added to the IT budget for new laptops for the cruisers. When I look at the IT budget, it's increased by 8,000, so it looks like that happened as well. It's difficult to follow the IT budget to make sure that everyone's needs are reflected in these numbers because it's not broken down by department, but it looks like it went up exactly 8,000.
We'll have that broken down.
Okay.
What's the new equipment increase here that,
Remember, he was buying new cruisers, and he had to change the, I think it was-
Cages.
Yeah, 3 new
Cages
cruisers.
and radio, was it?
Yeah.
To help it.
And
So
remember,
that's
there
not-
was some discussion about whether or not he had to change the computers in those, and then you
Right.
guys were saying, should that be left in new equipment, or should that be part of IT? And I forget how we resolved that.
We left it as new equipment in his budget.
it almost looks like new equipment.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he was gonna outfit 3 new cruisers this time.
The biggest change in his budget is dues, licenses, and subscriptions. Last year's budget was 17,730. This year is 4,000.
So did you ask him?
For dues, licenses, and subscriptions, 037.
Did he put certain items somewhere else?
Isn't that 044, Dave?
What's that?
Isn't that 044?
027?
Or is it 037?
037.
Okay.
We changed it from 17,730 to 4,000.
Oh, I see it right there, yep.
But something's had to be removed to
Yeah.
put someplace else.
Yeah, I think we put it somewhere else.
Kenny, can you roughly tell on your sheet what page the sheriff's budget is? I got one of the old 7 or 8 or 9, somewhere around
It's
there.
either 9 or 10.
9 or 10.
Page
okay.
10.
Here's the sheriff's. I have one note here on a computer expense. You took it out. I don't think we even have a line for computer expense in that new sheet, do we? Or do we?
Computer expense, we have 0. Yeah, we took out 0. It's 5,000.
Well, Dave, there was one other change, extradition, we put 500 back in again.
Right, because it's the difference between his budget and the attorney's budget.
Yeah, yeah, that was the other change, 500 went back into extradition.
Yeah,
And that's when we changed equipment from 8,000 to 18,000 during that discussion. And that's reflected correctly now at 18,000.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not, did we ever discuss that, dues and subscriptions and why it dropped so dramatically? I don't know what that,
I have a question mark next to it, but we reduced it, I thought we reduced it by 4,000.
but he reduced it, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
He reduced it to 4,000
Yeah.
bucks.
Yeah. From 17,300 to 4,000.
Yeah,
I think he probably put some items somewhere else.
I think the rest of it went to IT, I just can't remember what it's for.
well, they do have licenses for computers.
Software
But
licenses
IT
and
is
stuff.
state.
I just,
That's probably what it was, right? Some software?
But
I think so, I just
Okay.
can't find it in my past
Okay.
minutes, but
Okay.
But
I'm
IT
sure we
is now
asked him, 'cause
separate,
the
right?
delegation will ask us.
pretty sure that's what it is.
Okay, you see any other changes in the sheriff's department? Okay, then let's look at dispatch center. Medical insurance went up.
If you look at 095, the firearm training equipment.
095.
The firearm training equipment. September 30.
There is no
On the
095.
dispatch center?
On the
There isn't
sheriff's.
any.
Sheriff's.
I thought we had gone through the
No,
sheriff.
yeah, no, I have a question.
All right, what
I
is
see
it?
September 30, it's only $33,000.
95.
And he put in again $12,000.
Right. Firearms, training and equipment, $12,000.
Yes, but I don't think that he used that much, right? If you look at 14,
That was the one he said the billing comes in late in the year.
Yeah.
it's three,
Yep.
so he will get in December
12,000 is
another
okay.
bill.
And these actuals are 2 months ago, so.
Yeah.
Okay, dispatch.
My only notes here is we talked about $12,000 from a grant that had some unusual timing that we had to encumber, but other than that, I didn't have any. Any notes on that?
That's the grant for the new console, or the switch over for the console.
Okay.
Remember, there is no change in salaries there with the exception of his salary. It's not under dispatch, it's under sheriff. All right, medical referee? No changes there? Administrative building, medical insurance, okay, that's where he went from
Yep. His wife
single
is
to a
now-
family.
Yep.
Mhm.
And dental insurance went along with that. Contracted fees and services.
He had one request that he wanted on some of his supplies he wanted to increase. He asked me about the other day, did you increase it?
Under supplies,
Yeah.
maintenance supplies. It was 2,100. That was increased 100. You want us to increase it more?
Which line item are you looking at?
39,
Oh, I'm down.
maintenance supplies. Are you looking at office supplies?
No, no, no. I think it was 039. I think we should ask him about that.
Fuel, we increased that by 2,000. So that's 19,000. Generated expense, was $1,000. We increased that by 700.
I don't think so, Dave. Well, yeah,
Yeah, we
yes,
did.
Yep, adopted budget, yes, we did. But I don't understand because he's,
Because the Caterpillar out here is undergoing a lot of maintenance because it's getting old. It's as old as this building.
well, he spent in 2014, he's already spent 983. Yes, we increased it, but
You're right, yep. You overexpent by 600,
Yep.
700. Care of grounds. We cut that back 2,000, back to 6,000.
yeah, that's because it's gonna go under the farm, isn't it? I mean, under the maintenance department. Why would we have cut it back from, it's been 19,000, 18,000, and then this year, the budget was 8,000.
Yeah, I know. I think that 8,000 is for trash removal.
That's right, you're right, that's what it is.
And we took out lawn mowing and plowing.
Yep.
Should we change the name of that line?
Probably should to make,
To rubbish removal or something?
Equipment repairs, we put
No, no,
down.
Dave, let's go back to the question that you just brought up. If it isn't the care of ground, so we don't have this confusion all the time, why don't we Why don't we change the line item?
To,
To what did you suggest,
I
Melissa?
said rubbish removal, if
What'd
that's
you
all
say,
it's
Jen?
for.
Trash, rubbish.
Trash.
Yeah.
Well, let's verify that's what it is, and if it is, make it trash.
I remember that discussion, he did say it was for rubbish removal.
all right, equipment repairs. We reduced that down to 4,000.
Must have had a lot of repairs, the current budget. We went from 3 to 10 back to 4, so is there major?
Yeah, because we put a unit, we had to hire a crane and put,
Oh, okay.
no, the bid, we put it on the roof, but the reason the gentleman got the job was because he didn't use a crane and somebody else was
Oh,
going to.
okay, yep.
I think under new equipment, we ought to put $1 in there.
Yep.
Okay, any changes? Human Service Department, we don't have any control over that one. But it's up $342,891. It's almost an 8% increase.
How much is it up?
$342,891.
Where did you get that figure? There's no doubt it's up that much,
Yep.
but why is it on your sheet and not on mine?
Well, I got the difference. You don't have the difference on yours? Or are you looking at a different sheet?
I'm looking at the one she gave us this morning.
He just did the math in his head.
No, you didn't. I know it better than you do.
We got that, we got that on line 11/11/14.
But you mentioned that category only printed one sheet, right? And you have that sheet.
The one I'm looking at, the 342,891 increase is dated 11/11/14. We had that sheet.
And we're working with 1126.
Right.
And
So there's no
what's the-
change.
What's the increase, 324?
342,891.
Yeah.
I'm looking at 11/11/24, comparing that to what she
Gotcha.
gave us this morning.
Yeah.
Okay?
Um,
Under maintenance.
I just paid this check and it was up $30,000.
I
That
don't know.
doesn't come out, that comes out to $360, 360,000 increase, not 342.
Check that with her.
Maybe I just rounded it off when I did sign the check, but I knew it was up, started July 1st.
Which state department is billing us for that? Is it
Health and Human
Health
Services.
and Human
Yeah.
Services?
And it's the Bureau of
Elderly
Elderly and Adult Services.
Services.
And it pays for, it used to be the individuals in the different nursing homes from our county.
Okay.
Now, it was so difficult for them to, every month, calculate between deaths and moving from in and out and rehab, that they went to work out some kind of an average for a formula. So we're no longer paying actually for our individuals that
Oh,
are in
it's
other
just
nursing homes.
Okay.
This is the average, and it's been, as you can see, Dennis, it's 2012, it's up $600,000 in 2 years.
Yeah, it's huge.
Okay, maintenance. Overtime, we left it the same. The biggest change was medical insurance.
Okay, this is the newest one with all,
What is that?
this is the newest budget with increases for both union and non-union in
Oh,
Okay. This one's for you.
I can do another set of papers.
You're not,
I have
okay.
so many sets of papers now, it's absolutely crazy.
So this is the new revenue one. So just.
Okay, if you look at the revenue,
New revenue.
the percent increase for the taxes is 16.2
Where are you going now?
Next.
under the revenue budget.
Why
Yeah,
we,
the
why we
revenue
jump from there to
Because
maintenance?
you just gave that to me.
Okay, well, let's go back and keep going where we're going.
Yes, we are. I just wanted to let you know that even though our budget is only up, what, the 3 point something, this one here is up 16.2. All right, we're under maintenance.
And maintenance should really be, the head of this category, the name of this category ought to be Public Works. Is that correct?
Yes,
is that just for this building right here, or is it more than?
No.
No.
The whole place.
everything.
The administration, is that what it's called? Administration building, that's for the maintenance for this building.
Yeah,
Okay.
This maintenance is for all of the outside areas, right?
Yep.
mhm.
Sanding, plowing, mowing, weed whacking.
Got it.
The maintenance is for the complex.
There has been discussion in the past of putting all the maintenance people and budgets under one, because each department has its own maintenance.
Not yet.
But, not yet, but
Okay.
I'm just telling
Okay.
you that there has been in the past talks.
Which one are you looking at, David?
I'm looking at maintenance. We decreased the number 75, salt, sand and salt, reduced that by $500.
Yep.
Under equipment repairs, we increased that to 1,500.
You have to wonder about that. Why in 12, 13 or there been no equipment repairs? That must have been under some other
Could have
line
been under
item.
the other,
Because that stuff's broken down in the maintenance building all the time.
yeah, it could be, it could be part of the farm. It was
Okay.
part of the farm. Okay. Sewer system? I didn't get any changes in that. Did you?
No.
Okay. Jail and house of equipment, yeah,
House of Equipment.
jail and house of corrections. Now, look, if he got, we shouldn't go back, but if he's going to replace, not replace, but fill the 2 vacancies, what's his reasoning for increasing overtime? Just because we got a lot of people going to the academy, and we're having to fill in overtime on that?
We got
That's one reason.
6 or 7 going to the academy.
Yeah,
Um, We've increased his budget by 2 people, right? Or he has 2
No,
that would not
no.
fill, that he's gonna fill.
yeah. We haven't increased his
That's right.
personnel.
why did we take, oh, go ahead. We don't get it.
No, go ahead.
We're on the jail, right?
Yep.
Why did we take out money out of the nurse's salary?
Didn't they go from a nurse to an LNA or
Yeah, but
LPN?
we only took
That is
the-
less, right?
That wouldn't represent a $2,000 change in the,
Between, from an RN to an LPN?
yeah. Nurse is making 35,000, the LPN isn't making anywhere near that.
They make less.
But that has to be the reason.
Yeah.
I'm gonna circle that and ask him.
When we were discussing other fees and services, Jason said he had 18.5 in legal in there. We're gonna break that into two, from one account to two. Do you remember that, Melissa?
Yep.
One was gonna be union contract and one was gonna be litigation.
Yeah, you know, are we not able to do that, or?
Yeah, we're able to do that.
Well, it still shows that as 80,670, and I know in my notes, we said we were gonna attempt to break that into two different categories.
Right. That says 025? Um,
029, Dave. Other fees
okay,
and services.
other fees and services, yep.
We had talked about breaking that into two items.
Yep. Union and what other?
Yeah.
No.
Well, one was, he
Legal.
had,
Litigation.
One was.
I had one, my note said 18,500 for legal, and and I'm not sure what you call the other portion of that, but. we were gonna- 18.5 for
18.5.
legal. Yeah, we were gonna try to separate that
Yeah.
into two line items.
And also on line 53, you wanted to have the inmate clothing expense separate from other items that were being purchased out of that line. You wanted a new line
Mattresses
created,
were under that originally.
and that didn't happen yet either.
What was the other line called? Did you give your notes to Kathy Geary?
I always send the minutes to her, so it has that breakdown at the end. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you came up with a name for it. Just that. Maybe that doesn't need to happen this year,
What's that?
but maybe that doesn't even need to happen this year, just that you're aware that it also includes mattresses
Yeah.
and bedding. That, I mean, you get too many changes and she may not have time to do all this before.
She's got to have it all done today.
Yeah, so some of it's picky, but.
All right, what else we got under?
Somewhere here I have
Jail
Jason's.
Electric expense, we increased to 100,000. The heating, we left alone.
Office supplies, you changed that to 3,000, so that was done. You changed travel to 3,000, that's reflected here in the budget. And you, on the medical services, line 25, you asked that be changed to 110, and that's been done.
Oh, here it is. He asked on 053, clothing expense inmates, inmate/mattress, towels, and blankets.
Which, what,
059.
Yeah.
But we didn't break it, I thought we were gonna break it out.
that's 053.
He's just stating what was there now.
Yeah.
Clothing expense for inmates. That's 053?
Yep.
And he wanted us to add another one for,
We left it just what he wanted, 7,283.
I have a note that care of grounds in the jail budget should be changed to rubbish removal.
Say that again?
The care of grounds.
Yeah.
Line 080 should be changed to rubbish removal, because
What was it changed to?
rubbish removal, it's not care
Oh,
of grounds, it's just
3,000,
the trash
okay.
dumpsters.
We were discussing whether or not we had enough money in electrical, Dave. Did you have a chance to look at
But I think
the old
we,
contract versus the new?
oh, I was gonna do that. Yes, I had a chance and I forgot to do it.
Okay.
I'll make a note
we
to do
increased
that.
it by 10,000.
Yeah, but Dave,
I was gonna check and see whether.
yeah, because we're talking about
Doubted the contract.
a
increase.
30% increase in kilowatt hours, and that
Yeah.
doesn't cover it if we really have that big of an increase.
Right.
Melissa, have you been emailing downstairs for information?
No? Do you want me to?
Could you email Catherine and ask what the old kilowatt per hour rate was versus the new contract?
Okay, yeah.
You'll be able to find that without much effort. Tell her you need it for the budget. Please.
Okay, so with electrical expense, we did increase it by 10,000.
Right.
We left heating
And
expense
Mr.
alone.
And Mr. Miller wasn't happy with that because he
Thought it
reminded me
should be
that from
103,
6 to
30.
12 was a 100% increase, and that this wasn't enough.
Okay.
I think the discussion went that way, didn't it, Denny?
Yes, it did, Dave.
Equipment repairs, we reduced that to 14,000. New equipment, though, we increased.
That was one of the things was the back set of stairs.
Yep. Now, wait a minute, under new equipment? No,
wouldn't
that should be
new-
under
that
ma-
wouldn't- That wouldn't be new.
That's under maintenance and repair. We did increase that from 20,000 to 40,000.
And that was because that's because of the potential of the, another boiler going, we've got the
Yeah.
roof to repair.
Yep.
Is the roof to repair
The
money?
roof's
incumbent?
gonna come out of the wall, which is 35,000 in that account.
Right.
What have you got under new equipment? Did you write anything down under that? Because it went from 6,445 to 9,000, it went up $3,000. jail would be up 5.5%. And that includes salaries, union contract. Are we all set with that jailhouse corrections? And let's look at farm.
Okay, go ahead, I'm still trying to find my paperwork, I got 10,000 copies here. What are you looking at?
Farm.
Fire, okay.
The only change is a 17,000 for purchase resale. Good.
Well, the increases in the medical insurance.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I think the increase is that 17,000 on the bottom.
Yeah, yeah.
What, am I on another page here?
Dental insurance went up
Yeah.
$76. But medical went up $7,000.
The big ticket item, the medical in that 17.
In the 17, yeah. So it looks like that increase is 16.5.
What, medical insurance, okay. Yeah. That's because, I think Mark went on, insurance policy.
Yeah.
Family policy.
Information technology. That's all new. And she'll have a breakout, each department, as to what that 242,488 equals. For extension was up 1.2%, $2,794.
How much was it up, 2,000 something?
What did I say, $2,794, 1.2%. Interest and expense, our water system was paid off. The jail bond went down from 91 to 69.
I'm sorry, the sewer system was paid off, right? You said water, but you meant
Water
sewer?
system, yeah, wastewater system,
Okay.
correct.
All right, thank you.
It was paid off a long time ago. It was paid off in 2000, before 2012.
No.
Yes.
Wastewater system
Wastewater, not sewer.
paid off in 2014.
What am I looking at here?
Maybe you're looking at the water system, and that hasn't been paid off. Look under wastewater, next one down. Right there,
Oh, down the bottom here, okay. Yeah, okay.
okay?
And we're moving the water system to the water budget, right?
Yeah.
Moving the long-term debt to the,
And the interest
And
too,
the
right?
interest.
Would have to both go together.
Okay. Regional appropriations, we went through that recently. Carroll County Transit apparently did not put a request in.
Are you sure?
They must be going to the towns.
They are going to the towns.
And the
So they didn't send any email in?
retired senior volunteer program went up 5,000. And the conservation district went up a little bit.
Did we vote to approve these increases? Or did we just listen to them?
We listened to them.
Yeah, you didn't take any votes.
When we take a vote, we'll take a vote on the whole budget. You want to change something?
Well,
Now's the time to speak. Okay, under capital reserves,
we've got to do a better job describing these capital reserves. The delegation's gonna get it and they're gonna say,
yeah,
what's it for at the nursing home? What's it for why UNH? They don't have any, we haven't, the only one we have to worry about is the farm, and that's for his wills to be rotating the trust system.
okay, under capital reserves, under the fund, we got 20,000 in there, and I believe that's to replace plow trucks at some point in time.
That's his truck program.
Carroll County Convention, no change in that, even though they went over their budget in travel.
On the farm, do you want me to have her add vehicle fleet plan or vehicle plan, farm vehicle plan? Something like that, just to reflect what Will submitted to you?
Yep. Postage, meals, advertising, travel expense. Adopted budget was 3,500. Where did you see that they went over, David?
3,741, and they were budgeted for 3,500. Way down the bottom, okay?
So are we shortchanging them by,
And we're not changing that, they can change that if they want to.
okay? Why would the meeting expense go up? They get $25 apiece. Are they figuring more meetings?
Oh, you say it went up?
Yeah, well,
It's level.
level funded, yep.
Yeah.
We took out the 7,000, that's why there was a drop in their budget.
Yep. Why isn't that salary study under the 15,000?
Because it came out of the maintenance, the performance audit.
Yeah, and why shouldn't it be under the convention rather than?
It's under ours, I believe.
Yeah, instead of under ours,
Why should it be under theirs?
because they're the ones that suggested we do it.
No, Matrix suggested that we do it.
Okay.
Either way, it doesn't change the bottom
No,
line.
it doesn't.
Okay, annex expense. You want to make your comment now, David?
About annex expense.
No,
Where do you
I'm
see
sorry.
that? Oh, annex expense down here.
I have a question.
Where is our demolition expense in our budget?
And the renovation for probation.
Under what?
No, it would be under the, it should be under the bond, it should be under something to do with the new nursing home, because it was part of the plan of the new nursing home to take those two wings out.
Yeah.
Just, so the revenue comes from what's left over in the bond, but doesn't the expense have to be reflected in your budget so you can spend it? And then you have your offsetting revenue,
I would think it would show up
like proceeds from bonds or something over here.
under maintenance and repair of the annex.
My comment was what, that we just paid the third part of the demolition bill for, it cost us to demolish those two wings, $499,000. We could have heated and kept them maintained for God knows how many years. It's costing us, what, about $20,000 or $30,000 a year to maintain them as they are now.
14,000.
14,000? I'll divide that into
No.
500,000, and you can find
No,
out how
I'm
many
sorry.
years we could have kept it open.
I'm sorry, it is
I
24,000.
thought it was 24, but
Yep, 24,600.
25, so it's, the idea that we took it down and paid that kind of money to me is crazy.
Okay. If you're looking at 1126, which includes supposedly all increases with the exception of the sheriff's department union contract, our budget is down 7.5%, 7.5. Operating budget.
You started this discussion this morning at 9 o'clock and said 3.7% increase over,
Total budget,
including the nursing home?
including nursing home,
Oh, okay. And you're talking about the operating budget.
Operating budget. with the exception of the nursing home.
Okay, operating budget down 7
7.5,
Okay.
okay?
That's even adding in things like a financial officer or not?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, nursing home. All right, I believe the wages were all put into that, to this one. But if you're looking at the 1126, it's in there now.
So after this, we're going to look at this now? The
What's that?
1126?
Yeah, I would assume we should be looking at the 1126 paper that was just done for us, as well as the revenue.
Deal off the top of my head, I'm having a hard time understanding how we can be down 7 when every budget's flat or up. You know,
Oh, my.
something doesn't ring through here. I can't grasp it yet, but something doesn't make sense. Does it? I mean, I can't see where we've made a 7% reduction in these budgets. I'm missing some big ticket items.
Well, you've got your calculator right there, Den.
Does that include the fact that you took the nursing home bond out and moved it to the nursing home budget?
That's true.
Okay,
Yep.
got it. Good. That's it. That's
Yep.
it. Okay.
That's
All
a
right.
big ticket item.
Yes, it was. All right, nursing home administration. Howie, under nursing home administration, it went from 80,000 to 60,000. Under medical insurance.
Oh, that's, yeah, when we're talking about healthcare expense of $25,000 plus, so just the change of one staff member having insurance, I don't believe Lori, Director of Nursing, gets health insurance. And that can make a big difference. But there's no change in staff. There's
We're
no-
going to save, under medical insurance, under the health benefit, we're going to save close to $200,000 under the new plan that the union would agree to, plus all of the non-union going under that same plan. Should be about $200,000. That's our 80% drop. So that's probably where she put it, is under medical insurance. That's why there's a drop.
Or it could be because of the overall, it has to be either a lower cost of insurance
Yes.
or fewer participants. I mean, those are the only two variables. Now,
Should be,
I don't know if these figures represent an estimate of a lower cost of insurance.
yes, it does.
So if it does, that's something that's been allocated out by the
By
finance
each
office.
department.
And nothing that we've done in-house. We do make adjustments based on participation rates, the number of full-time staff
Mhm.
that are eligible for and receiving insurance. I don't have the updated figures that you have
That's
in my
okay.
last report from the business offices dated the 21st.
Supposedly, just the administration is down 9.8%. Basically, we took out new equipment and we took out information technology
Correct.
to the tune of about $47,000 right there. Okay, you see anything in nursing home administration? Nursing home dietary department?
So the salaries reflect if we accept the union negotiation.
Right. I think the nursing home has got all that adjustments in there.
Looks like it is here.
Yeah. Howie, contracted services, 029.
Contracted under dietary?
On the dietary, yeah. It went from 1860 down to 500.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what that is.
It's under
I know that there were
contracts.
Some I'm assuming that that is probably, because I don't see it anywhere else, we made a change in laundry and linen. Rob was actually contracting out separately, and we're doing more things in-house.
Okay.
So I'm assuming it's a cost savings measure that he's initiated there.
Five,